Great to have you join us on another exciting episode where we take you through the wonderful world of creativity. A warm welcome. I'm Melinda Akinlami. On our lineup today, a feeling of nostalgia is what these artists are serving to the audience. In another part of the metropolis, we have a solo art exhibition. Then we head to the southeast in Imo State for an exhibition at the Marta Art Gallery. We have that and more in a moment. Please stay with us.
Memories like sentiment or emotions can be replaced, diverted, or it can simply fade away.
We begin with this group exhibition at the National Museum in Lagos called Nostalgia.
Nostalgia, a collection of the trajectory of the Nigerian contemporary art and its impact on our future, is a group exhibition organized by the Mesh Gallery in Lagos.
Nostalgia is like it's a glimpse into the past, bringing the past into the future, embedding what has been done in the past and bringing it into the future. How the works from the past are shaping the future, how we're going to move forward with this. So art isn't stagnant, art is progressive. So the way they were painting back maybe 20 years ago, so artists like Josie Ajiboye used to paint oil on board. Now he's moving, most artists have now moved oil to canvas. So things are progressing. So we are trying to show not just the new and the old. This is more paying patronage to the older guys now. So subsequent editions, we plan on bringing in a lot more younger guys. Not to say these gentlemen are old, they're not old, but we have to pay homage to the people who started certain things before you go forward.
Nostalgia is all-encompassing. It brings everything, under it. For instance, if you are looking at a work that's addressing a cultural perspective, you can be able to see culture. If you are looking at economic angle, you see a work that will address it. You can see something that's talking about politics. You see that. So it's all-encompassing. It's an experience that brings everything in totality together, but all is about Nigeria.
The collection features works of art created by veteran artists like Bruce Onobrakbeya and Josie Ajiboye to establish hands like Edosa Ogwigo, Duke Asidere, Bolaji Ogunwo, Fidelis Odogu, Stephen Ekpenisi, Greg Onyeka, and Mufu Onifade, who also curated this show.
Nostalgia for us is us thinking that, okay, let's take it back to where it started from. And that's why you see that we have works from 1960. We are going back to the older generation of painters, and then we decided that we're doing a trajectory of what it has been over the years. So we have works from 1960, I think, up until 2014. Here today.
The inspiration behind the show is very simple. As simple as somebody having an idea, and we needed to develop it. The idea came from Demola Mesh, who has, many of the artworks here in his collection. And I was brought, on the show for fleshing it up, add my own idea as a curator, and so we're able to bring in some other artists to add their works to what he has. And that's what led to what we have here. So we call it nostalgia because when you look at the exhibition, it must give you some nostalgic feelings about Nigeria, about the culture sector, about our social life, and so on and so forth. So basically, that's the whole idea.
Paintings and sculptural pieces by these renowned artists bring a breath of fresh air to the National Museum exhibition space, as each artist can hold their own as individuals.
Most of the works are self-expressive. When you look at a particular work, you look at the title, you can relate with it. There's only a few works that are expressed in abstract form. Maybe works by Duka Sidere, or maybe Kende, So those are all the other ones are self-explanatory. So when you look at them, you look at the title, you look at the work, you'll be able to relate them, and then it communicates to you directly.
What I have are collections that I've had over the years, and I'm exhibiting. You understand? One of the inspiration for me was growing up as a child. I think I lived around the art, and I also went to University of Lagos to study art, which is reflecting in everything that I do. You get? I never even saw myself get into this thing. I just knew that I loved art, and I was acquiring some of these pieces. You understand? Today we are where we are.
The collection of works here, when you look at it, it gives you a nostalgic feeling. It reminds you of something. Culture, tradition, even reminds you of you. It brings about a situation, a scenario around what you have gone through or what you are going through. The Africanness, the Nigerian spirit, the traditional aspect of our lives. So because at the end of the day, doing this, we are also pushing tradition, culture. So no matter how we say we move around the world, we shouldn't forget where we are from. So right from outside, we have been able to depict that. We have traditional drummers. Then the works on display are basically traditional works. It talks about Nigerian spirit. See stuff from Benin, stuff from the northern part of Africa. You see a calabash carrier. You see someone trying to eat goro. They call it goro in the northern part. So it reminds us of who we are.
This visual journey, which started from one collection, is to show the ingenuity and brilliance in the country when it comes to art and how a glimpse of the past can shape the future.
From that nostalgic feeling in Lagos, we head to Imo State for this solo exhibition of contemporary works of art by Dame Martha at her gallery in Owerri, the state capital.
This is Dame Martha's world of creativity, where a variety of works of art created by her and other artists are displayed at this gallery in Owerri, the Imo State capital. This graduate of arts and design from the Federal Polytechnic Nekede, Imo State, has been practicing for about 9 years now and shares her inspiration for some of the images like this one, called The Essence of Time.
This is an impressionism painting. The title of this work is The Essence of Time. Where I got my inspiration was the morning I wake up heading to church. I saw a man. It was like chasing after a vehicle to get money. So at that time, it occurred to me that the man was at his evening stage of his life. That means every human being has a morning stage, afternoon stage, and evening stage. An evening stage of his life is when he has to reap everything that he has sowed. So I come to understand that most human beings, we have opportunities of things to do, opportunities to grow far in life, but we still wait for a good time to take our shots. At some point, we still die looking at the real time to take our shot. For instance, this is a human being, it's a skeleton. and with the beautiful flowers, showing that these are varieties of opportunities around him. Still, he's looking at the right time to take his shot. Even his camera can be a nice opportunity to go into the world and make the finance, but he still waits for the right time. And at the right time, he's now in the grave, and still he didn't find the right time.
From that piece to this one, rendered in mixed media. Utilizing fabric and found objects, the artist captures the industrious nature of women.
I use the hair, the human hair that we ladies use, the attachments and fabric. And I also called it waste is wealth. We notice that we throw a lot of things out these days. You go on the road, we see a lot of things. Still, we are crying that we need finance, we need money. So I've come to understand that we can still gather these things together and put it in art. That's where I got this hair, I got this and this fabrics together to depict an African woman. And an African woman doesn't see anything as a waste. African women are industrious. These are what I try to depict here.
For the love of culture and preservation is celebrated in this painting.
This is an anniversary we have every 4 years in my village, where people come back from their different locations to the village, and we have different masquerades where they will come and depict their talent and entertain people. So this is the masquerade, and these are some of the masquerade and instrumentalists. And also I try to bring in what I call repair, which I've come to understand that some of our cultures are fading away. And this is a way of telling people that you don't forget where you are coming from. This is our culture, and our culture have come to stay. So we don't have to take it away. Not that technology has come to give us the bad aspect. No, technology have blessed us so far, but we still have to remember where we come from. That is our culture. So this is Idegu Festival from my place, where masquerade come to entertain us.
Let's grow together in the Southeast. That's what the gallery is trying to do in order to encourage young artists, not just in Imo State.
Art is not just one person. We come together to build art. So I have works from other artists. For instance, this work is from a fellow artist by Soldin, trying to encourage him not to quit art, and trying to make all the artists and the young artists coming up that we all can grow together in art.
The art consciousness in Imo State is not as high, but the relentless nature of creatives like Dim Martha is to change the narrative, one brush stroke or chisel at a time.
It's been a long time we had something from Imo State, so it's great to see how creatives are navigating their way right there in the Southeast. Let's take a moment now. Arthouse returns with more. Do stay with us.
Our wordsmith for today is titled Miss Aplomb by Sheyi Bamix. What a beautiful lady, a virtue rare and true, a confident heart with courage anew. It stands tall, unwavering and strong, unshaken by life's right or wrong. With poise and grace, it faces the test and emerges unscathed at its best. No fear or doubt can make it sway. Aplomb holds firm, come what may. It speaks with conviction, clear and bright, and shines with a light that banishes night. Aplomb, a treasure to behold, a quality that never grows old.
And these are the works of art you sent in recently. Let's begin with this one called Stubborn Horse. It's an oil on canvas work by Olawuyi Rotimi. Then Oxino presents his Comfort Zone, first in the series digital painting. At Noon is an oil on canvas painting done by Jerome Amadou. Then Amusa Joshua has Elder Talking Drummer done with acrylic on canvas. And this oil on canvas piece is called Steady Pace by Prince Olat. Then Self-Deception is how Ogunlesi Paul has titled this charcoal on acid-free paper work. Man and His 99 Problems is an acrylic and charcoal on canvas work by Temitope Balogun. Then Gari Jebu is an acrylic on canvas work as well, but this one is done by Babatunde Ogunlade. We wrap things up with Unification 2 Motherhood series is an acrylic on textured canvas work by Tony Owerri. And that concludes the works of art you sent in recently. We really appreciate you for sending them in and encourage you to keep them coming as always. We have another solo art exhibition, but this one is by Bamidele Raji at the Alliance Française Gallery in Lagos.
This crowd is gathered at the Alliance Française in Lagos to welcome multidimensional artist and Absel Atelier 2019 ambassador Raji Bamidele for his homecoming solo exhibition, taking the viewers into a melodious journey into the struggle of souls and consciousness.
The concept of the works that have been exhibited right here talks about, first off, the duality of life, the femininity of divinity of the feminine being. We also talk about the resilience of the human spirit and also the interrelation between souls and consciousness. So now, looking at the other piece which I talked about, which I talked about of knowing and unknowing, this talks about you as an individual, how we have two sides to ourselves. I said it's about the duality of life, how we have two sides to ourselves, and at some point in time we do certain things, and at some point in time we tend to move to the other. So irrespective of the decision you make, it's still heading to a direction, and no answer is actually totally wrong. Because when you say this, yes, you move forward, but at the same time, when you look back, you're like, oh, no regrets.
Art goes is rich, it's different, it's unique, and I think it's very original. I mean, obviously, it represents, like you said, his own journey through life and the way he sees things and so on. So, but visually, it's got very strong visual impact, and I like the vibrant colors he uses. And I like the glistering rhinestone that he's used and all that kind of thing. But I think it's a good piece of there's also art that will travel. I mean, you can display this art anywhere in the world to stand out.
The artist uses his unique style and technique, which springs from a particular school of art.
My style pretty much birthed from the school of arts that we call hyperrealism. After spending years practicing as an hyperrealist, then I'm gradually gravitated towards the concept of figurative and surrealism, into like merging both pieces, which I call Afro-contemporarism.
This collaboration is to support emerging artists and give them a platform to tell their stories through visual art.
In the case of Raji, for example, is a very good, an excellent artist, which has been awarded in 2019 by Absa Atelier, and we are planning to make at least once a year a collaboration with them. So it's a long-term partnership.
Telling the African story is a core part of Absa's DNA. We'll be supporting the Absa Atelier competition for over 37 years, and we're immensely proud of what the artists have been able to achieve. For us, empowering our creatives is a core part of what Absa is about. Telling their stories to the broader audience is a core part of Absa's DNA, and we look forward to continue to supporting them through their journey.
It goes beyond exhibitions to other art programs that are youth-oriented in order to encourage the budding creatives on the African continent.
Based on the fact that Absa Atelier wants to promote and propose different actions to these artists, such as, for example, exhibitions in this case, but also mentorship programs, also residency programs outside of the continent. In this case, it's in France, and we believe that the more opportunities of showing his work or meeting professionals are very good for artists. They have to be connected, and they have to exchange also with other artists, other galleries, patrons, this to build up their careers.
The works of art reveal a deep spiritual, social, and cultural consciousness to push for a knowledge of self and world.
More sights and sounds to enjoy, but that will be on the next episode of Arthouse.
Next week on Arthouse, we will be enjoying the Life in My City festival, which moved across many parts of the country, from Lagos with the Humanism exhibition. To Benin, the Edo State capital, where artists also display what humanism means to them. Then, after playing host to the first two, the Thought Pyramid Art Center is open again for the workshop and exhibition. We encourage you to keep liking, sharing, and viewing our page so more people can enjoy the ever-bubbly and ingenious art scene in the country.
Your Arthouse experience doesn't have to end when the show is not on television. Interact with us on our various social media platforms. See any edition of Arthouse on our website or YouTube page. Join our very interactive Facebook page by joining the group on Arthouse on Channels. We're everywhere.
That's Arthouse this week. We thank you for being with us and look forward to interacting with you on our various social media platforms. Just keep those messages coming in. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Keep adding color to the world.